Fiction.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Hey, I'm Paige. I play bass for Orgy.
And I'm Amir, and I play guitar synth in Orgy. And we're here to talk about our new record,
Vapor Transmission.
And well, I guess it's new to you guys, but we've been touring out here and playing and working this record for the last 6-8 months.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Constantly working it
yeah,
as much as we can.
we spent about 8 months making the record. A lot of pain and suffering went into it, as well as a lot of partying.
Yes, definitely all the above.
It was recorded in a house out here in Tarzana. We have a portable studio that we started building on our first record, and it's just expanded to a Colossus size at this point.
It's basically a full-blown studio we can
Yeah.
travel anywhere with.
So
We've
we
had
just-
it on our bus twice.
Yeah, so we just set it up. We find a place to go and set up and just start writing, experimenting, recording, and doing all that.
Next.
Fiction was kind of started basically with our producer Josh Abraham, who's kind of like a sixth member of our band. We started the whole thing together with him, and he had a little music part that he started, and wanted to see if we would, write a song around it, and it ended up becoming Fiction, a really great song, and
Everybody added bits and pieces to it after
Yeah.
that, and eventually it became Fiction.
I think the song was based off some kind of Japanese anime thing that Jay
I think
was
so,
sort of
yeah.
inspired by,
Yeah.
and it just kind of went from there, and that's how the whole video sort of came about. We kind of wanted to tie it into the whole concept of what the lyrics were about and everything like that, obviously tying into our typically futuristic
Video.
kind of look that we're always going for. It ended up becoming a bigger fiasco than I think we expected
Definitely.
to get into.
Definitely did. But it was fun.
But it came out really amazing.
We learned a lot from
Yeah.
actually doing the Fiction video.
I think we learned a lot over the last 6 months period about everything.
Definitely.
And,
I think a lot of people have learned from us from the last 6 months.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more knowledge going into our next record. We have a lot of ideas already that we're formulating for that. But we're really happy with the way our last record came out, and people are really seeming to dig it. So we're happy about that.
It's really strong. Definitely. Definitely has like a little bit of a stronger based element than our first album. Our first album was basically like kind of an experiment with all the sounds and technology that we use and everything. And this time, we pretty much knew exactly what the sounds do now and what we want to do. So it was.
It was just kind of getting more into trying to write better songs,
Yeah.
basically. And I think we did, but I think we can still do better.
Yeah, I do too. There's always.
I think we still have a long way to go, but I think the album is really
Can always
a
be better.
progression
Yeah.
from the first record, and we hope everybody likes it because we do.
Okay, you can announce.
Basically, I mean, I don't know. Our whole persona, the way we present ourselves musically and appearance-wise, is pretty much us day to day. I mean, how we
Yeah.
dress is how we dress.
It comes from our backgrounds.
Yeah.
What we're into, the whole science fiction thing, and it's kind of funny because I think people probably would have thought years ago that what we're doing would be happening right now, but yet we're still sort of on the outside compared to what a lot of the bands are doing these days. It's pretty, more typical. And that's cool for them, but I mean, for us, it's like we do what we do, It's like, it's what we like and what we're into. And it's kind of weird that, here we are, 2001.
Yeah, definitely.
And, probably because of how we all grew up, it's like we present ourselves in a way that we feel like what should be happening, kind of, in a sense.
And
right
as
now.
well as being like the futuristic vibe, and everybody, a lot of people get so caught up on like, it's so futuristic and everything, but it's still, if you look deep into it, it's still really, it's
Yeah.
still right here. It's not, we don't try to look too far beyond ourselves or anything
we're
else.
still a
It's-
rock band.
Yeah,
And, we just kind of put a little twist on it in a way that maybe some other bands don't, and that's kind of our thing.
I think we do a lot of it just to keep it exciting for ourselves as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I mean, we're definitely doing a lot of this for ourselves, and I think that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, it's good.
Mean, it's like if we don't believe in it, then
It's
no
like
one
an
else
artist
is.
painting a picture. You paint a picture for yourself, and everybody else likes it. They like it. You
Yeah,
know?
you have to believe in it, I think.
Yep.
We find inspiration for songs in many different ways, and I think we're definitely still learning new ways to be inspired. And I think on the last record, the Vapor Transmission, we kind of came up with this thing called lurkers,
Yeah,
which we always have.
Because the house we recorded in was basically like a 7 or 8 bedroom mansion in the hills in Tarzana. It was pretty extravagant, but a lot of our friends would just come over, and they would actually end up staying for 3 or 4 days sometimes.
Yeah,
And
or
sometimes
longer.
they'd be there longer, and you wouldn't even know they were still there because
Yeah.
of all the different rooms. But yeah, they became lurkers, but a lot of them are actually very talented friends of ours that are musicians as well, that
Yeah,
are
friends,
still up and
family.
coming.
Yeah.
And they would be in the studio. We'd be down in the studio, and we'd be working on something, and they'd be like, "Hey, pick up the guitar and do something, and jam on it." And then they would inspire a song, or just one of our friends being a kook or something. They
Yeah.
inspire lyrics off of some
Exactly.
crazy antics that they had going on that morning or evening or whatever time it would be.
Yeah, I think that wherever we would be, that something is going to trigger something, and we've got so many sort of eccentric friends
Very
and
eccentric,
family.
yes. Yeah.
That
All the
it's,
above, definitely.
It's pretty amazing some of the things that we ended up getting out of that for the last record. A lot of there's actually a lot more reality into some of the things that maybe even seem more fantasy-like. Those things are actually based off real
Definitely.
people,
Definitely.
and real events. And
It's all pretty true life. It just has a little fabrication on top of it.
yeah.
Okay, so I know you guys are constantly involved in some side projects. I know you did Spy Chain
Mhm.
and you did the Cold Chamber album and now starting this clothing company. Can
Yep.
you talk a little bit about what's going on outside of the band?
Well, everybody's always got things going on, whether it's production or we're really lucky to have very creative people in our band that are creative in more than in just the sense of writing music or playing an instrument. Ryan's very talented hairdresser. I mean,
Yeah.
he helped to create all of our looks as for hair, but he's also really, talented with clothing, and as is Jay. And Jay and I have been, working with bands before we ever started Orgy. So, I mean, we're going to always continue to work with bands, and everybody else in the band has their own talents and things that they enjoy doing. We try to, allow people to do some things.
It always
Obviously,
incorporates one way or another. So
Yeah.
somebody always has
I mean,
some.
the band really takes up, I think, most of the time of what we're doing right now,
Definitely.
and that's always the main priority and focus. But whenever we have time off or if something comes along, I mean, obviously people are going to work on things. You need to have other outlets to explore, and you just never really know what something new and exciting can happen for you in a way that maybe you don't expect. So you can't just put the blinders on all the time. So we kind of
Definitely keep it wide open.
nurture those things if we can. We've had a lot of problems in getting over to Europe. We've wanted to.
It's not the band.
It's like
We want
I
to come
know.
over so bad, and we keep setting up
We
all these
can't-
things, and last
we can't,
minute.
If we can't stress that more, it's not us why we can't come, why we haven't come and played in Europe. We wanted
It's
to. and
internal differences.
Yeah, we've had
Around us.
management and just all different things have factored in on what we've been able to do, and finances. We would love to tour over there. We're not even quite sure what we're doing the rest of this year yet. I know we've got a few more shows that we're doing here. We've already toured quite a bit in the States. I know we're going to start a new record at some point later this year. But, I mean, we would love to come over there. I mean, there's a million bands we'd love to play with. I mean, we're big fans of Placebo and Rammstein.
Yeah.
Amongst,
Rammstein's they're really good friends of ours. We get in a lot of trouble with Rammstein though a
Yeah.
lot of time.
amongst I
Hook
mean,
us two up, we're screwed.
we're very big fans of all the electronic groups that come out of Europe, whether they're DJ related or electronic Mouse on Mars or any of these things. I mean,
we're pretty versatile to where we could gel with any of those bands or DJs or anything.
Yeah.
An Orgy show is always a collaboration of everything.
Yeah, we've toured with pretty eclectic mix of bands from from everything from more towards the pop side to more alternative to more rock. So it's really hard to say who we would tour with. And we'd love to come over there, but unfortunately, it's not completely in our control.
Even with some of our other friends, maybe like even Crazy Town or Linkin Park, all the new bands that are coming up now that are all of our good friends. It'd be great to have a tour with just all of us on it.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
We're actually going to be talking over the next few weeks about what our plans are for the rest of the year, and I know we're already putting into works plans for the new record because we really want to be a little more on top of it this time. We've got a new manager, and so we've got a lot of things we got to sort out. Well, basically, Korn was instrumental in signing us to Refreeze. Elementary was their label that they have with the firm, and they basically signed us through their situation to Refreeze. They don't per se really do too much other than sort of oversee the thing, but they being a band that sort of does their own thing, understand what it was like or what it would be like for us to kind of do our thing, and they just kind of let us do our own thing.
Which was like one of the big parts of us actually taking the deal with them, is because of like pretty much full creative rights to a point,
Yeah. So,
which was really cool.
I mean, they listen to the stuff, but I don't think they've ever really criticized anything.
No, they pretty much let us have our way with what we want to do. They pretty much trust us, I guess it is, on our views of how our music would be.
Yeah, and they've obviously we went out on tour with them in the beginning, which was a great door opener for us for people to see our band. And it was definitely an awakening, I think, for us at the time. It was a very good thing.
Our first show was probably in front of like 15,000 people as Orgy, so that was pretty amazing.
So we feel very lucky and privileged that we have friends like that. Troy was we met. Stuff dropping on my head. We met Troy through Josh, our producer, and. Troy's a great guitar player, and Josh kind of was using him as sort of his right-hand guy. He also does some engineering and stuff as well, and he helped us out. I think he played maybe a song or two on our first record as well. But once again, we have these sort of honorary Orgy members, and Troy is one of those. I mean, he was kind of there from the beginning as well, and he was in on this and played some guitar parts on.
He was in on Vapor Transmission as well, and then
and a couple
shortly
songs.
After that, then he got the Perfect Circle.
Started playing with Maynard, so he's been off doing that. But there's a lot of really talented musicians that we're friends with, and why not take advantage of their talents to help us go create and go to a new level.
Definitely.
It's sort of almost an old school kind of, production route where the Beatles had Eric Clapton. I'm not comparing us to the Beatles. And Troy's not Eric Clapton, but it's the same kind of thing. When you have all these people around you, you might as well take advantage of it because they can bring something.
Spawn different vibes all the time.
They can bring something to your music that, you probably wouldn't come up with on your own, and it's really cool. Now, honestly, I mean, we're friends with probably like every band from LA, and
especially all the new breed. Everybody.
And I think honestly, the friendship is probably more important than anything, and because we've been friends before most of these bands were anything, or we were anything. So it's like, to me, that's kind of more important than the music. And I think we look forward to every record that comes out, whoever it is. Everybody looks forward to hearing whether it's the new Sugar Ray or, Static X or whatever the heck it is.
I just heard the new Static X.
Did you?
It's good.
Cool.
I like it.
Depeche Mode, and they're not from LA, but
yeah.
I mean, anything that's, we're always looking forward to that. But I mean, I know for me personally, most of the music I listen to is not that. I listen to a lot of stuff, dance music and drum and bass and electronic music and hard rock and metal and punk and everything. We all listen to all that stuff. So
I tend to not listen to like a lot of stuff that's out now because I don't want it to taint like my way of writing and stuff. I'd rather look back towards like older stuff or just really
or something
abstract.
Really new.
Yeah, really new and abstract rather than like
we try not to be influenced
more than the mainstream.
Yeah, we try not to be too influenced by like what's happening right now.
Even though we are the sound of Orgy becomes like a mainstream sound, but it's adding all the environments of all the other stuff around us.
The other thing is that no matter what, you can never not be influenced by what's happening.
Yeah,
to some
totally.
degree,
It's always got to be.
Unless you lock yourself in a closet.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely always have something come up like that.
But we're, like I said, we're friends with everybody, and we always look forward to hearing everything that everybody's got to offer because it's music and it's all very exciting. A lot of the music that's been coming out is tending to be very similar right now. I'm sure there's so many new bands always coming out, and I'm sure there's stuff that we probably haven't heard that we're all going to hear and love.
Mm-hmm.
But most of what I've been hearing has all been very similar, and it's not very exciting to me for the most part.
It's hard to determine who's who sometimes.
I mean, I think that Linkin Park record's really good because
it's really good
it's really got some great songs on it. I mean, their band's very energetic and powerful, but they've just really got some good songs and some really good singing, and that to me is what is going to kind of take me over the top. I mean, I like Alien Ant Farm. I think
Alien Ant Farm's record's really good.
Those guys are cool because they're commercial, but yet they've kind of got they've got their own kind of little twist on what they're doing. I like that a lot. Hey, this is Paige and Amir from Orgy, and thanks for hanging out with us.
Listening to us garble.
Yeah, listen to us babble.
Babble away.
About our ridiculous band.
We definitely look forward to coming to Germany soon and coming out and actually getting to go there finally.
Yeah.
So hopefully we have that all squared away to where we can come out soon.
Call your local Warner Brothers rep.
Yeah.
And request Orgy to come to Germany.
Definitely. Tell them you want us bad.
Picket in front of the building. That would be good. Drive them crazy so that we can come over there and play because we'd love to come over there.
Definitely.
And go check out our new album, Vapor Transmission.